This is a Heritage Hip Hop exclusive. This is a Heritage Hip Hop exclusive.
Foundation I founded in 2015 because we believe that hip hop is more than music. It is a cultural force, a creative outlet, and a tool for empowerment. Through our workshops, we not only nurture artistic growth, but we also integrate STEAM education, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics to equip participants with skills for a modern tech-driven world. One of the fundamental things that I do with my workshop, I require all of my students to carry composition books. Because writing, physically writing, is the solution to all of this mental health, depression, ADHD issues that so many of our kids are facing. Why? Because they are literally shrinking their frontal lobe by staring at screens all day long. There is science that supports that physical writing makes you exercise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 components of your brain. To physically write it, to physically push that pen, to think of it, to write it down. So we want to encourage kids to go back to analog. Now yes, evolution is a great thing, but there are some things that we just can't change. No matter how far science and technology advances, 1 + 1 always got to equal 2, or none of it makes sense. So, the 4 components of my workshops are as is. Number 1 being hip-hop history, because if you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going. And a big problem that we are seeing in this culture is the divide between the elder statesmen and the YNs. And why is that? I ain't gonna do that today. And the new generation. You know, we feel it's important when these kids go to school, they're getting forced to learn about Christopher Columbus. They're getting forced to learn about all of these other people from all of these other cultures. But hip-hop is that. So we need to ensure that we are teaching our babies where they come from, where hip-hop started, how it's evolved, and where it's going to. Our second branch of our workshop is entrepreneurship. How to teach these babies to monetize their hobbies. You know, when we were younger and we used to play video games and our parents used to say, get up, put them games down, get up there, go get a job, da-da-da. Fast forward to 2025, you got children out here making millions from playing video games. So it's not about just making them do what you want to do or what you think is progressive for them, but we also have to in turn hear them out and understand what it is that drives them and help them put the cogs in the wheel to get them some lucrative careers out of the things that they love to do, because as long as you love your job, you'll never be working. A third part of our workshop is artist development. Why? Because we do not see artists getting developed at all anymore. Now they just go to the studio, they throw a song on the YouTube, and it's done. And they just think they've arrived. But it takes so much more to crafting artistry. So we like to teach things like simple things, being on time. Hey, you'd be surprised. Some of these kids need table manners, basic training. There's so many things that I think we just assume that these kids know how to do, or we just are so preoccupied with what we got going on that oftentimes we don't see what's going on with our babies. Like, I had to realize that school wasn't teaching my child how to write cursive. I'm like, wait a minute, why are you still writing in print? Why are you still signing your name in print? So we gotta pay attention. We gotta be mindful of what's going on with our babies and be there to be that, to give them that subsidiary education that they may or may not be achieving in school. And if they plan on embarking in a career in this situation in this profession, we have to, you know, help them, lead them down the path of righteousness. A lot of murky waters out there. And lastly, my favorite, rap techniques. This is just, you know, different little drills and stuff that I have put together to get them to writing and expressing themselves. And I do it through a thing I do call rap techniques. So those are, in short, those are the 4 components of the workshops that I teach.
Real hip hop. Real hip hop. We here. Real hip hop. For real.